Have you found yourself wondering, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Recognizing the stranger in the mirror is the book for you. It helps us to unravel the mystery of who you really are, revealing your life's passion and why you should unveil the real you to the world. We need you. You are valuable and necessary for those who are connected to you. Do not be afraid to peek in and discover all your gifts and talents to share. It's real freedom when we reveal our authenticity. Stacey Bullock is a two-time best-selling author, transformational speaker, and host of Tools for Everyday Living TV show. She is committed to igniting resilience, personal transformation, and building life skills of her audiences and clients. The author of 2 previously written self-help books, Beaten Oil and Regain Power Through Resilience, Don't Let Your Brain Go Numb. Stacey imparts lessons that teaches readers to utilize their light as a guide for others, and discovering inner strength and resiliency to bounce back when life throws curveballs. Stacey may be reached for speaking engagements, leadership and employee training, and life skills coaching via her email at stacy@powerandresilience.com.
Hey, it's your girl, Stacey Bullock, the host of Tools for Everyday Living. Guess what? It is another Free Your Mind Friday here at Tools for Everyday Living. We come here to encourage you, to inspire you, to just help you put some much needed tools in your human toolbox that will help us navigate on this journey we call life. Today, oh my goodness, you know I say it every week, but it's true. We have a fantabulous show again. Our guest, and we'll be bringing her on soon, is phenomenal. We're going to change the spelling of the word. We're going to take the PH away because it is phenomenal. She is phenomenal. But look, let's talk a little bit about the topic today. Empower her, crafting success in sisterhood. Wow. I'm going to have to give my executive producer a high five on that one because that title says a lot. But I want to talk about the empower part. When we have the ability to cause another person to believe in themselves, and there's the connector, and demonstrate their new awareness. That is truly a gift from God. And as I bring up God, I must do something that I don't know how I forgot, but I did. I want to give thanks and gratitude for this platform. I want to give thanks and gratitude for all of you who join us faithfully every Friday and listen, and hopefully not just listen to what we have to say, but grab a hold to whatever it is that you need to fit your life to help you navigate on your journey. We hope that here at Tools for Everyday Living, that this is a place where you can come and be encouraged to demonstrate the full purpose and power of who you are. You are God's greatest creation. Let me tell you, because there's only one of you. There's only one of you. And we want you to walk away today feeling like you can conquer anything that comes your way. Empowering, you know what? To empower, that's an adjective. The word is an adjective, which means that it's something that makes people feel stronger and more successful than they did before they met you. Again, let me say it again. To empower someone, you know, when you get a feeling, you remember that. I believe it's Maya Angelou who said that people, they will always remember how you made them feel. They won't remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And if you can make somebody feel like they can go and accomplish all of their goals, not all at one time, but they can put together a strategy by utilizing the tools and the encouragement and the resources that you share with them. We, each and every one of us, we have this gift. Some of us a little more adept in it than others, and it's leadership. We all have the ability to lead somebody somewhere. It just depends on where you want to lead them. You want to lead them up or you want to lead them down? You want to lead them to greatness or you want to lead them to poverty or impoverished in mentality? But in the bottom line to it is, we should have the ability to influence someone else to become better. You know, they talk about it all the time in relationships, and I guess she's married. She might touch on it a little bit, that our spouse, our significant other, our mate, we need to be able to empower them as we grow and develop along the way, as we mature in its spiritual maturity, as we mature in God, as we understand the knowledge. For me, is God. But empowering, the adjective, that means that when we describe something or we craft something together, like our title says, that crafting success and sisterhood. We're not talking about drawing and painting. We're talking about establishing, creating something, bringing something into existence. Ooh, I'm glad that was recorded, because I don't know if I'll be able to say that again. I love it when the nuggets just fall out. But we have to make sure that we are causing others to feel greater, to feel more victorious when they come in our presence, when they encounter our being. I'm going to stop not speaking for a second, but I'm going to read what I wrote because I don't want to mess it up. It was so good to me. You see, if we are all in our authentic place, in our posture, in our position, then our influence becomes essential. I hope you wrote that down. If not, rewind. If you're on YouTube, push it back and listen to it again, because our influence needs to be essential for those who are that we're connected to. Now, we're not connected to everybody. Yes, tools for everyday living. We have, a vast amount of viewers. However, guess what? There's other viewers watching other things that they're connected to, that they feel like that's their flow, that's the posture that they walk in, that they believe in. But the adjective of empower, it means that the person we are encountering is giving you success to how you should demonstrate, describe, or define who you are. Mm, mm, mm. I don't know about y'all, but this is some yummy stuff to me. I can't wait till we get into the show, and that is what we are getting ready to do right now. I can't think of no better way to introduce my guest than I just had this little surprise put together for our guest, who you are going to be delighted by. I know she is going to bring something to the table that is going to ignite all of us and give us something, make us go, aha, oh wow, I got it. All right. I want to introduce to you all Miss Lisha Thomas, and I am not, excuse me, Mrs. Lisha Thomas. I'm not going to bring her on the screen, but as soon as you get finished hearing this wonderful introduction about who she is, you will hear her voice.
New Orleans native Lisha Thomas, a wife and mother of 4. She considers herself a mompreneur. She is the proud creator-owner of Lisha's LLC, which is a motivational movement offering inspiration, motivation, and sophistication through business expos, community service, books, and fashion, allowing her the opportunity to encourage the hearts and minds of women and young girls in Houston, Texas, and abroad. She is the author of Married with Broken Pieces, which is sold on Amazon. Because of Lisha's love for fashion, she became the owner of Shanti's Wardrobe in 2019, offering the best in sophisticated comfort women's apparel. You can follow and learn more about Lisha on all social media platforms at Lady Lisha's and at Shanti's Wardrobe.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Lisha Thomas.
Oh my goodness, sorry, little.
You're all right over there. You're all right.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I have to make sure that I send it to you. Remind me, please.
Yes, please. That was so nice.
I mean, hey, it is who you are. I am ecstatic to hear what you have to say to us tonight, and so glad that you were able to join us.
Oh, I'm so glad and honored that you invited me to come and join you guys tonight.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump right into this. I've known you now for a little while. I think it's been some years. I mean, at least 5 years, 6 years. I was in California for 4, so I've known you prior to that. But this I didn't know about Lisha's. That is I love the phrase motivational movement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How in the world did you come up with that?
Everything comes from God. You know, you be like thinking of things, what you want to do when he gives you the initial vision. But the phrases that I use or whatever, that's all God, because I don't even know where a lot of that stuff come from. So I know it's him. But in writing my first bio that I had to write, I had to ask God, what is the overall scope of Lisha's? You know, I knew I wanted to empower women. I knew I wanted to touch them in how, you know, he touched me and coming to a place of security and who I was. And that is what he gave me, a motivational movement. It's
That
not
is,
just, empowering, but it's a movement to do things across, across state
what,
lines.
yes, yes. I mean, anytime you have movement, you will have growth.
Yeah.
Anytime movement creates and allows us to experience the motivational part.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of like what slapped me in the face when I read it. I was like, oh, it's an experience. It's not,
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Yes.
it's
Yes.
not just, us getting together, talking to each other. It is a movement. And I am so, 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 so happy that God gave you that to give to us. And that just brings me, something popped in my head that you always say, do it like God gave it to you.
Yes. Hmm. Yep.
And that is what I believe when we have the experience of others doing it the way God gave it to us, give it to them, and how you express what God gave to you to give to us
Hmm.
over these last, I think it's more than 5 years.
Yeah. This be 10 years.
Yes. So
Yes.
tell us, how are you evolving? I've watched you grow, and I'm just so excited. But I want you to tell it because I know can't nobody tell it like you can.
The biggest thing is it took me out my comfort zone in a major way. I'm very reserved. I'm not the outspoken one like my sister is. She's kind of like the one that's out. This took me out of my comfort zone to the point where I was going and meeting and greeting, my fellow sisters at different events and things, and that is not me at all. And I was like, okay, God, I see what you're doing here. You taking me out of my comfort. And that's the biggest thing I have loved over these 10 years is that he really, really pulled me out of my comfort. Even with having in sometimes at the events I have to speak in front, and that is not me at all. So just little bitty things I had to do, these interviews like I'm talking with you, I had to do them before, and I'm like, oh, okay, I really have to get out of my shell of not wanting to be in the forefront. So that has really been the evolution of who I am through this whole 10 years.
Mm, mm. You said that evolution of who you are, because guess what? Without you, there's no Lachey's.
True, that's true.
And this is what I want people to understand, that without you, there's no, put your name in there.
Exactly.
There's no, if without Stacy, there's no tools for everyday living.
That's
And
it.
God gives us these things and allows us to contribute to
Yes.
the growth and visibility of other individuals, excuse me, get my words right here, individuals. Tell us how you believe that Lachey's contributes to the growth of individuals.
I believe it just takes other people out of their comfort. Because if
Mm,
we pay attention, there are so many women groups who are empowering or giving um, conferences to encourage women, but to go outside of your maybe your state or your city or your usual group, that's the biggest thing that I like to do. Is we get comfortable with our group of girls that we're close to or in our space or our city, and I want to challenge people to go outside of the norm, your regular
mm,
group of people. Because sometimes your space to help, your group of people, they'll help you and they might help you push you a little bit. But when you can go across from to another state or another city, and especially since we have social media, conversing with people on social media out of that you may not have never known, that's what's the biggest thing to me. Like I've met a lot of sisters on social media, and if we didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have never met them because we don't go. Sometimes we get so comfortable we don't go outside our space. So
Mm. Woo, I'm sorry. You almost knocked me over with the we get so comfortable. We, we don't want to come out of our
mm-mm,
space.
nope. Mm-mm.
And that's the problem. Our space. We
Yep.
need to, if we're going to have any influence on anybody
Mm-hmm.
in a positive way,
Yes.
we have to be willing to
Yep.
come out of our space.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be willing to find ourselves snatched, pushed, pulled
Yes.
out of our comfort zone.
Yes.
Become, I believe it's I know a lot of other people say it too, but I heard Eric Thomas say it, and I know he's one of your favorite people.
Oh yes.
Um oh my goodness, see, I forgot it that fast. It'll come back to me though. I know he always talks about comfort is complacency.
Yeah.
And your comfort zone, that's a dangerous place to be in.
It's a very dangerous place to be in.
You know, I'm like getting a epiphany at this moment. When I was in the DMV,
Mm-hmm.
I was comfortable.
Yeah.
I was, I like my home, my dog, my
Mm-hmm.
space.
Yes.
It was comfortable, and all of a sudden, one day, I just got literally snatched out. And I want to say, actually, too, that your mom was very instrumental, not in necessarily in me moving, but in bringing me back to a place of where I would be open
to it.
to be
Yeah.
obedient to something like a move.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I know that, you all are growing and expanding. Tell us how that Lachey's or Shanti's wardrobe is expanding. I know you're growing by leaps and bounds, I can tell.
It's just like this year we're adding the guys. We're bringing on the guys with us this year. Because of course me and my sister is married, and we both have sons. And we were like, how can we include them? Because we, like I said earlier, we have so many empowerment movements for us women, but the ones for men are so limited. So that's one way where we're expanding and growing. And Shantae's wardrobe, that was just like, I want to say a fluke. I was just doodling in a tablet, and I started getting all these sketches in my head, and I just started sketching them. And I couldn't believe that I was actually sketching this stuff. And I was like, oh my God. So I showed my mom and my sister, and I was like, yo, I wonder if I could actually do this. Like create pieces that I have never even thought about this before. So I was like, well, I guess I will start with just like little selling small pieces and gradually work up to making some of my own pieces, which I have started making some. If you see the jacket in the back, that's one of them. And I just like, okay, God, if you provide the way for me, I'll do it.
Right. Look, I'm sitting over here so engrossed in this wonderful conversation that we're having, and I know somebody out there is being blessed. I forgot to take a break. So I'm gonna take a break, but when we come back, because you mentioned your sons, and I'm so happy that you said you all needed to incorporate them, not just you, but you and your sister. Yes, you all have some wonderful young kings. Oh my goodness. Woo, these young men, y'all, let me tell you, just mild-mannered giants. And I'm so happy to know them that it's like, wow, I'm just really proud of them, watching them grow as well. That's one of the reasons why you consider yourself a mompreneur. So we're going to talk about that when we come back, you being a mompreneur, because I witnessed you shaping and molding the girls at your last event. But we'll be right back.
Black excellence. Celebrate the achievements in the Black community. The core of the achievements is a mindset backed by action that displays strength and perseverance that will enhance the Black community. Black excellence is not a phrase that just became embedded in our collective consciousness, but its origins are deeply rooted in the civil rights movement. This is the evidence of the triumphant champions who came long before us. Black excellence is the standard.
And just like that, we're back. So let's talk about being a mompreneur. I love that. I know that AI didn't pick it up well in its description in your bio. However, that's why I wanted to make sure that I said it again. So tell us about that journey.
It's challenging. When I first started, it was new. So I was like, oh my goodness, because we would go away and have events. And I was like, and my boys played football. So I was like, oh goodness, I don't know. We got to make sure we schedule because I don't want to miss any games. But as time went on, and I might have, kind of didn't get it perfectly. But it's still not perfect. But I mean, I've gotten better at trying to be not letting my mom duties go due to me being an entrepreneur and giving that as much time as I need to do as being a mom. It's a balance that you have to try to create because you don't want to neglect your family and you don't want to neglect your business either. So you just got to figure out a way to create a space where you're giving the same attention, if not more to family than you do, your business, because you want both of them to thrive equally. But it was challenging at the beginning, leaving, going and flying and to different states and things. So it's a growing process, over time.
Take myself off mute. And you grow. See, that's what happens when the show is live. It's live, people. You're going to get it right like it is. And that's all good for me. But, I've witnessed you making sure that you spend time with your family like you need to.
Yeah.
I kind of vicariously live through you having a family. I'm by myself. This is me and my dog.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that. And my kids are definitely much older than yours. And I just think about some of the things actually that we did not do that now we need to still implement it, even though they're full grown adults, full grown. But, helping them to grow in the arena of entrepreneurship, I believe it helps them expand their minds and expand who they are and want to know more about who they are. It's like, oh, wow, mom did this. Mom started doodling and now she's, a designer. So how, you just show them that their gifts and their dreams are important. And not just your children, but the women who you lead.
Yeah.
What makes you think that it's really important for us to support each other? I'll include myself in this because I love it how you always have your sisters supporting sisters. And just tell us why you believe that it's important for us to do that.
You said something earlier. Well, we all have a gift, a talent. We have something authentic about us. And sometimes we don't see it. We can't see it. Like someone else can see it in me or see it in you, but we might not see it in ourselves. And if you see something in somebody, why not push them towards that? because when we help somebody else, it helps us too. It gives you this, I don't know, it just gives me a gratifying feeling to know I was able to push somebody into their greatness. And it took nothing away from me in doing that. And I believe if we can grasp that we all have something that is authentically beautiful about each one of us, that we can not only share, but we can, help each other. I think it's nothing better than that. I think God, that's why God put us all here together.
That is something that I say all the time. I always say we are here to give each other life.
Hmm.
We're here for each other.
Yes.
Um, there's nothing we can't get accomplished if we do it
Do it
together.
together. Yes.
We have to do it together. I mean, it's so important. And yes, that is a great thing for you to say, that is we have to support each other because
Hmm.
that's how we do it together.
Yeah.
That's how I find out that you're in, that you exist, that you're in your being, as I spoke
Hmm.
about earlier, that you are in your position, in your posture that you're created to
Yeah.
be in. But I am thankful that we have people like you who come on the show at Tools for Everyday Living and you tell us, and you say to us it was challenging, it
Mm.
wasn't easy.
Yeah.
However, I kept going.
Yeah.
I kept doing this
Hmm.
because the dreams and the goals are important.
Yeah.
And how do we encourage somebody to, how can I say, have a mindset that they begin to believe in themselves? What is it? How, you talked about, you said it's good to know that I was able to encourage somebody to do dot dot dot.
Hmm.
So how do you encourage them to build their mindset?
Yeah. Just get them to look at things in a way that how great it would be if they were able to do something they never thought they could do, or something they always dreamed of, and actually see it be able to come to life in small increments. It don't have to be big all of a sudden, but if you do it in small increments, it can be something big. I know when I started, I glued everything on paper, not having a clue. I would be sitting here talking to you. That was not, I just knew I had a vision in my head. I glued it out all on paper. And I was like, okay, God, what's next? And I just took small increments. And now we here 10 years later, still inspiring women, and had no clue it would be, so if you can just get in a place to say, I can actually, I can see this. It's on paper right now, but I can see this. The word tell us that. Write the vision, make it plain. If you can do that, you can, and you work them steps, you can see it.
Yes, ma'am. You are so right about that. I always say that as an author writing a book,
Hmm.
that the book was in here first. It was inside me.
It was inside. Yes, yes,
And then when we got the book written, it became tangible. It
yes.
was able to be seen. It was able to be utilized
Hmm.
to change somebody's
Somebody like,
life.
yeah,
Again, that cycle of we are here to help somebody else. We are here to give somebody else life. There's
yes,
no need for us to get caught up in, I don't have this person or that person that I'm working with. No, because there's somebody else for you
yep,
to work with. There's
yes,
somebody else
yes,
for you to help. Right now, we are reaching the world.
yeah,
It's not even just, a small handful of people. We're reaching the world right
yes.
now and encouraging the world. So, but when we come back, because I want y'all to know about this sister some more. Oh my goodness. She is such, I told y'all, we're going to put F on phenomenal. Phenomenal. We're going to come back and we're going to discuss her creativity in design. She just told us a little bit about it. Just put, you know, I can't imagine doing the arts and crafts. When you said you had it glued down on the paper, I
Yes.
thought about Mod Podge. When you take the pieces together and you make it like a mosaic and put it together, but when you're done with it, it's this beautiful
Yes.
piece of art.
Yes.
And I'm just so excited to hear about the fashion industry when we come back. And I promise you we'll be back soon as I can get us going somewhere, huh? We'll be right back.
I'm Stacy Bullock, and I'm committed to waking your power to bounce back quickly from life's challenges. I've learned there is power in resilience. There was a point in my life when I closely identified with the Sade song, Soldier of Love. Mostly what I identified with was the part that says, I've lost the use of my heart, but I'm still alive. Doubt, disappointment, rejection, it left a stain on my soul. But that's the place where our determination lives. And that's the place where we have to dig in and find resilience so that we can bounce back. I have taken all of that disappointment and despair, and now I use it as a catalyst. It has become my energy to fight to become a better, a stronger human being every day. Why do I do this? 2 reasons. So I can help you understand that you can become better, and then you can become stronger, and then you can survive any situation. The second reason is because I was born to do it. I am a transformational speaker who can help you know that there is power after pain.
Every day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day, living every day, living tools for every day,
Hey, sometimes I just get caught up in that music. I love that song. Tools for every day, living. Okay, let me move on. Do you all see that I have made a wardrobe change?
Oh goodness, yes.
This is a Shantae original.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so now we're going to talk about. You see how did you see how my posture, my demeanor has changed since I put this on, and I wasn't even expecting that to happen. It just did. It just happened right, because that's what Shantae's wardrobe will make you do. Ah, yes. It is a tool. I want to know why you believe that fashion was shoot. That was just the evidence of the demonstration of why you believe that fashion is a tool for self-expression
Oh,
and empowerment.
oh, fashion makes you feel you wear it how you feel it. If you feel like you just want to be comfy and cozy and wear your sweatsuit, you wear a sweatsuit. But if you might want to get real cute and put you on some heels, it's you and how you feel in that moment or moment in time, and that's why I came up with sophisticated comfort, because sometimes you might want to be sophisticated and sometimes you just might want to be comfortable. Or you might want to put a little bit of two together. You might put on a sweatsuit with some heels, or you might want to put on a sweatsuit with some tennis shoes. It's all about how you feel in that moment in time. So I think and it gives you that confidence to like, I feel good. This is how I'm feeling at this moment. So I think that's how fashion, and it don't have to be how everybody else doing it. It could be how you feel, in that time. If you wear it how you feel it.
We're gonna have to get us a producer in here on set because sometimes you can see I may forget to turn on the mute because I'm just so excited. And like I said, you're me just standing up, putting on the jacket, maybe just seemed like it just changed my attitude. Not that I was in a bad mood or anything like that, but it enhanced me.
Yeah.
It definitely gave me something about, ooh, okay, look at you, girl.
Yes. Yes.
Made me want to just, feel like I'm having a good time.
Exactly.
So look, we know that fashion plays a role and encouraging us, but you have done something else. Like somebody put on here, I can't, I got to try to go back and find it. But somebody put on here that you do everything. Somebody said that I gotta find out who it was in a few minutes. I'm gonna scroll back up. Oh, there it is. I found it. Ernest said that Keisha does. Let me put it on. There we go. Can you see it? Keisha does it all.
Yes.
And yes, so true, so true, so true. But not just does it well.
Oh,
Does
thank
it
you.
well. And so when you wrote the book,
Mhm.
Married with Broken Pieces,
Mhm.
whew,
Yeah.
how many of us have had that experience? I could raise my hand and my because people always say to me, this is not a good statement. This is that just Stacy,
Mhm.
that marriage is 50-50.
Hmm.
No, it is not. Marriage is 100-100.
Yeah. Yep.
I
I agree.
spoke at an event a few months ago
Mhm.
and I asked the people, I said, everybody got all dressed up and came to the party, but did you come whole?
Hmm.
Or did you come in
That's
pieces?
good.
So when we come in pieces, we're not bringing all of us. So guess what? We're not able to give all that we need to give to the whatever that we're at. But you wrote about Married with Broken Pieces. Tell us, tell us, tell us. We already kind of probably know the inspiration, but tell us about just a snippet, the big broken part and the healing part.
Uh, the broken part, of course, what a lot of us experience, either not having a mother or a father. My issue was my dad. Um, I knew my dad, but we didn't have like the type of the father daughter relationship that I would have um, I desired to have. And it left me in a space of like a limbo of having these doubts of, am I worthy? Like, why they don't want me? Why you don't want to spend time with me? So that's what a brokenness, came. And it allowed me to be broken in my marriage as well. It allowed me to tolerate and accept things that I shouldn't have. Um, the healing part came after being married for 10 years. I had to sit by myself. And me and my husband separated, and I had to sit by myself for 2 years, just me and God, so he can remind me that my husband wasn't my source. He was. It don't matter what your daddy didn't do. What have I done? I have kept you. I have taken care of you. So that was my healing part. Them 2 years sitting by myself and allowing God to remind me that's not your husband is not your source. I am allowing you to be partners with him, but he is not your source. And
Mm,
he had to bring me back to who I am and who I am his. And I am great because of that. I am
yeah,
wanted because of that. So that was my
yeah,
healing part.
yes.
Yes.
Whew. Again, a mouthful, a heartful. It's like, why are we trying to make it someone else's responsibility to make us a certain way?
Yes.
Make us think a certain way, make us feel a certain way. Yes, I mentioned about your clothing making you feel a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
but it can't just be the clothing.
Mm-mm.
It can't just be the husband. It can't just be the children. It has to be solely you. And I'm so glad that you said you had to sit by yourself
Mm-hmm.
for 2 years, because that was the
Yes.
moment of transformation to get to the next place.
Mm-hmm.
That and sometimes we don't like being alone.
Mm-mm. Nope.
You know, I know people who grow up with siblings probably really don't like being alone. Or then sometimes they might say, you know what, I've been with people my whole life. I don't mind being by myself. But for people like me, who was raised as an only child,
Yeah.
I did find out later that I had some siblings. But being raised as an only child, I say that, it's real easy for me to be by myself.
Yeah.
However, that's not always a good place
Yeah.
to be, because as actually your mom commented earlier, and while we were talking about it, that we do it better together.
Yes. We do.
But there are times when we need to be snatched out of
Mm-hmm.
some instances to get
Yes.
it together
To get
so
it.
that we
Yes.
can be whole.
Yeah.
I always talk about David or Jesus when they went in the wilderness. Um, David said something, not something, he said this in song, I just can't remember all the time whether it was 63 or 65 or 68. But anyway, read the whole thing, read all of them, y'all. All of them are good. But he said when he was running from his son Absalom, who was trying to kill him,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we got some stuff coming after us that wants to kill us, that wants to take us out of here.
Yeah.
But we got to go to this place where it feels like it's dry and desolate and ain't nothing happening in my life. But in that moment, that's when we need to realize that, guess what? I am being empowered.
Yes. Yes.
Woo! I
Yes.
am being empowered right now to do
Mm-hmm.
what I need to do to get to my next destination. And so we have to realize that being by ourselves sometimes is a good thing, because David, what he said was, and I'm thank you for reminding me, Lord, to get back to it. What he said was, when I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
And what remembered means in the Hebrew is to invoke. When I remembered to invoke your presence, God, when I remembered who I am, when I remembered that, wait a minute, I went through something before, I can go through something else. I can do this. I just need some tools, but I'm going to get it.
Yep.
But I'm going to get it, and just like, it's like, okay. And when you do, and you come out, and then it's like what they said that Jesus came out with, all power in his hand. So we come out with power. Don't ever mistake your dry place for a place of nothingness.
Yeah.
It is a place of empowerment. And you have come and talked to us about being empowered. You've shown, you demonstrated in the clothes, in the writing of the books. What impact? That's what I want to ask you. What impact do you want to leave with people as that encounter you while you're here on this earth?
I'll go back to something you said earlier when you said people remember how you made them feel. And that's the biggest thing that I always want to leave with people is, how did they feel when we have our events? We want them to say, you know what, that really touched me. Whenever after the event somebody come back and say, you know what, I'm so glad I attended the cause that you all brought awareness to. That really touched me. When they let us know how they felt when they left, that's what makes the difference. If they read my book and they say, that made me really feel like I needed to deal with whatever their issues was at that time. That's the biggest thing. You want to know you're making people feel like, okay, I read that and that did something for me. It helped me think about some things I need to change or that I need to address in my life. Well, I came to the
Mhm.
I felt so like the camaraderie was good, the love and the fellowship was good. If they feel some type of way in a positive and impactful way, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, to walk away with something.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a tangible thing that they
Mm-hmm.
walked away with. They
Mm-hmm.
walked away with something that they could have forever. Because if you can't see it,
Yes.
that means that you can have it forever.
Yes.
If you can see it, that means it's gonna go away. It's gonna probably, dry rot or
Nah.
start, rusting or,
Throw it in the
you know,
trash or
but
whatever.
right, it's gonna get too
Mm-hmm.
small,
Yep.
wear out, the color gonna fade.
Yes.
But if you can take something that's a feeling, and then I also say in relationships, for me, I don't sit back and try to chalk up what that person did and
Yes.
remember it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll have it like in this Rolodex when the time comes to roll it back out. People have
Yeah.
asked me in the past, I shouldn't say just people, but men. Well, in relationships, period, doesn't I don't date women. I'm sorry. But when you keep score,
Yeah.
so to speak,
Yes.
it will rid you. It will, I mean, not rid you. It will cause you to hold on to stuff that is going to stop you from getting past the broken part.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It will stop you from getting to the healing part.
Yes.
And we have to be sure that in our journey, in our process, that we get to the healing part. Why is this so important, Lakeisha, that people get to the healing part, especially for relationships and especially when it comes to being resilient? How are you going to um, make sure you maintain, or not just maintain, but keep evolving and growing?
That's the yes. Yes. That you said it right there. Because healing clouds everything. If you're not healed, it clouds everything. It clouds how you see people. It clouds how you interact with people. It clouds how you move and progress in your calling or your purpose. You'll miss some things if we don't properly heal. And now we know healing it's a process, but if you're going through the process and you're allowing yourself to go through the process, things will start to fall off where it allowed, okay, I didn't used to see that way. Now I see it a little bit clearer. I didn't feel that way before, and now this feels a little bit better. That's how you know you're not seeing and grasping things the way you did in the past. And you're not
Wow.
holding people who didn't cause you to be in a place to need healing. You're not holding them accountable for something they didn't do. So that's how I feel like you're healing, and you need that healing to properly, evolve in your purpose.
To properly evolve in your purpose, it must be done properly. I was looking up a word the other day, and we're going to go to break and come back. And when we close out, we just going to get your information and find out what you got going on next. But if we are not properly arranged and positioned, as I talked about
Mm-hmm.
earlier, if we are not properly where we need to be, and properly will encompass us being whole when we get there,
Yes.
healed, healthy,
Mm-hmm.
not perfect, but
Right.
definitely. But you know what? Actually, as I think about scripture, and it tells us to be perfect as our Father is perfect. And we can, that tells me that we can be perfect, but what the word actually
Yes.
means is that we are spiritually mature.
Yes.
That we don't do the stuff that we used to do when we know when we bumped our head the first time and got that big old knot. Now we can say, you know what? I'm not going. I know if I go down that street, I might fall in that hole again. And I'm not going in that hole. So when we come back, tell us what you got going on next. Just tell people where they can find you. But we're gonna take one last break. I'm telling you, time does fly when you're having fun.
Yeah.
And we're back just like that. All right, Miss Lakeisha, tell us what you got going on next and how the people can reach you.
Well, of course, I talked about it earlier. This is our 10th year. We and my sister are so excited. We are having our 10-year anniversary celebration later on in the fall, and we are excited. So if you want to join us, follow me on all of my social media platforms at Lady Lachey's. Or you can check me out. I'm getting ready to bring out some things for spring with Shanti's Wardrobe, and you can follow me on all my social media platforms at Shanti's Wardrobe.
Yay! Yay!
Yes.
We're so happy to have you contributing to the earth. I tell people all the time, our gift and our talent, that's our rent we pay to be here.
Nah.
So if you think that you like it here, then just keep contributing so that we can all keep growing, that we can all keep evolving, that we can all keep being empowered.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us. And we look forward to you joining us next Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tools for Everyday Living on E360 TV.